Hey everybody, this is Edujo and welcome to another video in my series on the basics of Python. In today's video I will be introducing if statements. This is what we use when we make decisions in Python, and I'll just put the basic, let's call it pseudocode over there of what it looks like. So if I just grab my little special tool, so first of all we have something like this. So if there is a true condition, so if some sort of a condition is met and it is true, if that is true, then some code will be executed. That is, that you might be printing something to the screen or something to that effect. If that statement is false, if the one that's over here, if that is false, then it'll ignore all that. It'll come to sort of this part here, the else part, and then it'll execute that code over there, and then it just finishes off, in terms of pseudocode at least, it just finishes off the block of code. You don't, in reality, you don't actually use this last part at all. This is just for clarification purposes. So that's how it works. So if the condition is true, then you're going to have some code. Else the condition is false, you're going to have some other code here, and that's the end of that block. So I'm just going to get rid of this, and then I'll show you what the actual code looks like. So let's say, for example, we have a variable that is equal to, let's say, 10, and then we'll start our if statement. So we start off with a lowercase. It should turn to orange. So I'm going to say if a is equal to 10. So if that is true, colon, that's what you start off with. I just want to quickly, I can't remember if I explained this in previous videos, but equal in Python is a double equal in the code. So so when you use a single equal sign, like over here, when you assign a variable, remember that from the variable video, I'm assigning that value to this variable or identifier. But if we are comparing, then we have to use a double equal sign, just for clarification. And also, if you have a colon, you press enter, you get a little indentation, a little tab space. If you did not use that and you enter, you'll be on the left hand. So in your code won't work properly. So remember the colon over there. Press enter, and then we're going to print. I'll use the F string, the format string feature, and then I will say a is equal to 10. So so if this statement is true, if that is true, I want you to print that 10 is equal to 10 basically over there. If that statement is false, we're going to use an else with a colon, very important. Press enter. So if that statement is false, then we're going to say 10 is not equal to is not equal to 10. Okay, and we don't need anything else here. That's just what we need. So just quickly run through this again. You must have, I'll use my little tool, you must have all lowercase with your if and your else, all lowercase. You must have some sort of condition. If that is true, we'll execute some code over here. It could be a block of code, not just a line of code. And then also remember, you also need your colon to finish it off. For the else part, you also need all lowercase, including the colon. And if it's false, it will then go ahead and execute this bit of code over there. So let's run that, and we should see a is 10, that is true, and we should see 10 is equal to 10 when we run it. So we do F5 enter, and there we go. We can see 10 is equal to 10. Cool. So if that was not, let's say this was 5, and we run it, we should see the else part of it. So you can now see that if I just put that sort of next to it here, oops, I must have moved that weirdly. 5 is not equal to 10. So you can see that one did not work because 5 is false. It's not that, so it comes to the else part, and then it prints out this part. Okay, cool. So let's go slightly further. Let's say we had another variable called b, and we say that variable is equal to, I don't know, 20 or something, and then we say if a is less than, if a is less than b, if a is less than b, then you can set a is less than, a is less than oh, I can put the little thingy in there. A is less than B, otherwise A is not less than B, or A is greater than B. Actually, we can say A is greater than B. Does that work? It looks fine. So 5 at the moment is less than, so we should see that as true, and we should see that one. So F5 enter, and yes, 5 is less than 20. If we change that around, we make that 25, then we can go F5 enter, and then should say 25 is greater than 20. So all that works equally fine. So let's take it slightly further. Let's use something we learned before, the input statement. So if we say int, because remember it has to compare the value, so we need to change that to an integer. Remember from the previous video. So input, and I want to say I need 2 there. I want to say enter first number. Enter first number, so that is fine. And I like my little space there. I'm just going to copy that to save time typing, and we'll paste that. So enter second number. And what happened here? I need the int, and now we can say, yeah, now we don't know what's going to happen because it depends on what we type. So let's see what happens here. So F5 enter, enter your first number, I'll say 102, enter your second number 55. So let's have a look. 102 is greater than 55. Perfect. Let's run it again and just change it up to make to C. Let's make this one 30 and that one 70. And you can say 30 is less than 70. So that works perfect. So you can see this is how we use an if statement, where you can have some sort of a condition that you check to see whether it is true. If it is true, it'll print out, or it'll execute the code for that part, and if it's false, it'll execute the code for this part. So in the next video, we will look at more scenarios of how we can use the if statement, and then in a third or fourth video from now, we'll go looking at multiple if statement cases as well. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.